The Fat Controller is always looking for ways to improve the Soda Railway. In partnership with the roads, he decided to offer new services for tourists visiting the island. Thomas was shunning the new flat wagons when Percy arrived. Those are some fancy-looking flatbeds. Percy peeped. They're not just any flatbeds, they're monorail wagons, replied Thomas. Hey, what's a monorail wagon? Asked Percy. Passengers with automobiles can drive them onto these wagons, and we take them to their destination, Thomas explained. Just then, Emily arrived, and Sir Topham had asked me to take them for the new monorail service, said Emily proudly. Emily steamed off to the loading dock with the monorail wagons. She wasn't sure, but something felt off about the coupling of the wagon. Emily arrived at the automobile ramp. The automobiles drove onto the flat wagons one by one. It was then that Emily spied a familiar green double-decker-shaped drive-up. Bulgy, have you come to ride on my flatbeds too? Bulgy scoffed. Why would I want to ride on bumpy rails? He asked. I don't understand your silly monorail service. Why would people want their motor cars moved by rail when they can drive them on the road? I'm providing a tree service by selling my vegetables. Emily was fuming. I'll have you know we're keeping the roads free of traffic. You should be thankful for that. It won't do much good when their motor cars are broken from your rotten rails, retorted Bulgy. We should keep the roads free. Free of railway tyranny. Emily angrily hissed steam in all directions. I haven't the patience to deal with you. She snapped as she steamed away from the loading dock furiously. She puffed away just as Thomas arrived with the brake van. Wait, called Thomas. Stop, shouted the motorist from the platform, but Emily heard neither. Emily steamed swiftly down the line, still brooding over Bulgy's rudeness. She was so preoccupied that she didn't feel the coupling get looser and looser. Emily came to Gordon's Hill. Soon her big wheels started to slip. They struggled to grip the rails. Oh no, Emily cried, not now. Come on, she struggled and strained up the hill. Just as she was coming to the top, there was a loud crack. The faulty coupling had broken and the wagons were rolling back down the hill. Bust my buffers! Come back! Cried Emily and chased after them. The monorail wagons rattled down the line with ever-increasing speed. They raced through our station, surprising all of the passengers. Emily was not far behind. At the next station, Arthur was shunting wagons and fish into a siding. The monorail wagons glided into view. Look out, Arthur! Arthur hurried into the siding, the wagons just missing him. His trucks of fish smashed open as he hit the buffers. Oh no, hooted Arthur. Sorry, Arthur, called Emily as she sped past. And there were workmen cleaning the tracks. Mud was everywhere. James had just left the washdown. The monorail wagons flew by, splattering mud all over James. Oh, cried James. Then Emily raced past, splashing even more. You owe me a washdown, Emily? James shouted crossly. But then there was even more trouble. Ahead there was a level crossing. Bulgy was starting to drive across. He heard the wagons clattering closer, and then they rounded the bend. Before Bulgy could escape the crossing, the wagons crashed into his side. Vegetables flew everywhere. Squash produce decorated the damaged motor cars. Bulgy's driver, who was thankfully only bruised, flagged down Emily. Well, it seems it wasn't our rotten rails that broke the motor cars. It was you. Emily chuckled. Bulgy moaned, but Emily stopped chuckling when she saw the Fat Controller drive up in his car. I'm thankful I didn't put my car on this train, he said. Emily, I cannot blame you for the coupling, but I can blame you for foolishly leaving your brake van behind. Emily looked wearily down at her wheels. I'm sorry, sir, she said meekly. You have been a very silly engine. The Fat Controller scolded. Now we must pay for the passengers' damaged cars and Bulgy as well. Later, Emily came to see Bulgy and the motor cars being mended at the fitter's yard. I'm sorry, Bulgy, she apologized. I didn't mean to cause your accident, but if it makes you feel better, I don't think tourists will be taking the monorail service anytime soon after this. Good, said Bulgy bluntly. Then I won't have to worry about getting clobberslined by monorail wagons anymore. Emily giggled. Just remember to look both ways before crossing the railway next time, and she chortled away. Even Bulgy couldn't help chuckling as well at that.